What's going on? Good morning, Melody Jackson. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Now, hey, Shaquilla Dixon. Good morning. Good morning. I had to change out my mic because my mic was acting funny. Maturish, good morning. Denny Upkins, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. As you can well see, that the title says what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, I pride myself in the ability to sit in my corner and let my light shine and don't get involved with any of the YouTube foolishness. However, every now and then, I feel the need to stand up and say something. Now, please do not misunderstand my position on this matter. This is not a man going after women. That is not my intention, and that's not the impression I want to give. However, there is an issue that bothered me that I heard today. Now, let me start by saying this. I am a day one of Tracy Living My Truth. When she first started her platform in Jay Wilson's house, I subscribed, and I've been a subscriber ever since. I have supported Tracy Living My Truth from that time up until today. I have a respect for Tracy. I have an admiration for Tracy. However, there are some behaviors that I find appalling. And one of them I'm going to address tonight because it is something that happened tonight. If you don't want anyone to mess with your mods, Tracy, leave my moderators alone. Leave my moderators alone. Do not come for my moderators. Do not have anything to say about my moderators on a negative tip. Okay? I have sat here quietly and I've watched a lot of things go past one to another, and we understand that this is not your first time. Now, I don't know what you're going through. However, I'm here for you. I am here for you. But when it comes to you saying don't, especially the derogatory way that you called people's names, do me a favor, check yourself. Okay? You're number one, you are too old for the behavior that you are betraying on these streets. You're too old. You're knocking at the door of 50. 50-year-olds don't behave like that, especially 50-year-old women. They don't behave like that. They do not behave like that. And understand this. This is in love and concern. Calling people hoes and all this kind of stuff, especially people that have supported you in your toughest time. When everybody was attacking you to the point where you became delirious, hitting you left and right. There are people on here that supported you and stood by you and still stand by you today. Please do not take that for granted and make people feel that they stood by you and support you today for naught. Now, everyone on here is grown. If an individual says something out of their mouth that they need to be checked for, they're grown enough to open up their mouth. They're grown enough to deal with the consequences. Let's not act like you are a mother to somebody that's older than you. Cut it. Stop it. Regroup. Take a breath. Now, I'm going to say this again. Do not come for my moderators. Don't do it. Leave my moderators alone. If my moderators have a disagreement with someone, I don't get in the middle of it. I don't. And you should feel the same way as well. Let adults handle adult issues between each other and stay out of it, because all that is doing is starting more mess. It is starting more mess. And I want to continue to have respect and admiration for you. I really do. And this is in love and concern. It is not an attack. So please don't misconstrue it. And when you talk about it, and I know you are, please quote me correctly. Please do not create a narrative around what I'm saying. I believe I'm being very clear. As a matter of fact, that is my position. I am being very, very clear. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. If you don't want anybody coming for your moderators, do not come for anybody else's. Stay in your place as a content creator. And again, your moderators are a direct reflection of you. So if they're going out and starting trouble and causing conflict and causing confusion, guess what? It is a direct reflection of you. My sister, my daughter, get it together. Pull it together. Pull it together. And this is the one and only time that I prefer to address this matter. But again, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. If you don't want anybody coming for your moderators and you're giving people instruction, here's some instruction for you. Do not come for my moderator because you're out of your place. You are stepping out of your bounds. Do not cross those boundaries with other people that you do not want crossed with you. Again, it's not much that gets on my nerves, and it takes a long time. Let's not do this because it's unnecessary. There's a whole lot of stuff going on these streets. It amazes me how people have a battle with a racist, but they continue to disregard the racists and go after each other. I'm amazed. What kind of thinking, what kind of mental capacity is that? What are you thinking? Or are you thinking? And this is for everybody concerned, because everybody is doing some crazy stuff right about now. And in observation, it is ridiculous. No self-control, no common courtesy, no common decency, no respect whatsoever. And then you expect to chastise a racist that comes on here and goes after people. I'm so sick of black folks saying that white people can't use the word nigger, but we can. That's ridiculous. Regardless of what you say about that word, it will never change its meaning. That meaning will never be changed. The connotation of that word will never be changed. The atmosphere that that word brings, whether it comes out of a black man's mouth, a white man's mouth, a white woman's mouth, or a black woman's mouth, it means the same thing. And the same spirit is in that word. How do you make that word endearing and mean something special and something respectful when it was done to put you down? As a 60-year-old that has come through a lot of racism from being black, racism from being light-skinned, it is frustrating. It is frustrating to no end to listen to you all try to explain the word nigger is okay in the black community, but not when a white person says it. It is preposterous. Oh, it's all right for me to call somebody a nigger, but it's not all right if a white man calls them. What's the difference? Doesn't change the meaning of the word. Doesn't change what the word was used for. What's wrong with calling a person by their name? I know on my birth certificate there's no nigger on there. My mother didn't name me nigger. I'm not your nigger, and you're not my nigger. You are my brother. You are my sister. And the moment that we begin to check our vocabulary is the moment things will begin to change. If you disrespect me, the other races find that it's okay to disrespect me as well. And how can you disrespect me and then stand up for my respect when another race disrespects me? If you disrespect your women, and other races disrespect your women, how are you going to stand up and say, they can't, we ain't going to let you disrespect our women, but you have no respect for them? I'm not going to say make it make sense, because those of you that are full of nonsense, you cannot make sense out of nonsense. It is annoying. And you wonder why we are not moving in the right direction. We're stuck in a slave man mentality. It has worked for years. And every day, whether I'm looking on YouTube or whether I'm in the shopping, the supermarket, the shoe store, I still see it. Every day I see it, and it is frustrating. When do we get it? You talk about people's finances. Oh, they ain't making no money. Prove that they're not making any money. Prove that they ain't got no money. When someone tells you, don't bother my ability or don't impede my ability to make money, why are you getting upset when you are willfully doing it? Do you honestly think you're that special? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's amazing to me. It is totally amazing. Amazing, and at the same time, it's unfortunate. You don't read, because if you pick up a couple of books and read, you'll be able to speak the king's English clearly. If you educated yourself, you wouldn't have to feel intimidated when someone speaks to you with respect. And I'm sick of these people talking about subliminals. Most of the people that are accused of using subliminals, or more or less more of the people that are calling them subliminals, don't even know what a subliminal is. There are words that I've noticed on YouTube that a lot of people, one person or two people bring the word into the sector, and all of a sudden everybody's using the word as an excuse to go off on some, oh, you're throwing subliminals. No, no one has to throw subliminals. And then if everybody is throwing subliminals at you, where is your thinking? And it's not called low self-esteem, it's called no self-esteem. Because you choose to feel less than anybody else. No one can control how you feel about yourself but you. Or at least should be. And if you have a problem with how you feel about yourself, then obviously either you left the training of your parents or your parents failed you. It's amazing how people I've observed on here throw stones at folks, and they don't have half or a quarter of the accomplishments. They haven't done 1/4 or made 1/4 of the sacrifices that it takes to achieve something. But they want to throw daggers at people who have achieved, people who have sacrificed, people who have worked hard. And let's talk about this hood justice stuff. Let's talk about this hood justice stuff. If you could get away with hood justice, it would be wonderful. And a lot of people on YouTube would have been come up missing for hood justice. If you really want to know, because hood justice basically is founded on the dozens. It's founded on the dozens. Hood justice, when you said something about my mother, you got punched in your mouth. Hood justice. It's amazing to me how on these cameras, behind these cameras, a lot of people say a lot of things that are so piercing. And they feel that there's no recompense for saying it. It's a free country. No, baby. I haven't come against anything in my life that has been free. I've had to pay for it one way or another. We live in a free country. Oh, yeah? Why are you going to work every day? We live in a free country? Okay, go to Neiman Marcus and try to get something for free. It's not a free country. Everything in this country costs you. Freedom of speech? No, boo-boo. You pay for freedom of speech. It's just amazing, and I don't want to call anybody ignorant. However, the word applies. Willfully ignorant. And everybody wants an excuse to do what they feel. It doesn't matter what the law says. It doesn't matter what's moral and what's right. Just imagine for a moment if everybody did what they felt. Complete chaos. Somebody has to sit back, take a breath, calm down, and rethink the situation before reacting. Because whether you know it or not, there are consequences to everything you do. And everybody's talking about karma. They talk about karma in the sense of always at somebody else. Oh, they're going to get their karma. What about you? What are you putting out here? What are you saying? What are you doing? What games are you playing? What are you doing behind the scenes? One way out front and behind the scenes is something totally different. Really? Karma, as I always said, karma is that 5-letter word. Hold on. Karma is that female dog that wears a gorgeous fitted suit with 6-inch stiletto red bottoms. She don't miss. She doesn't take a day off. She doesn't go on vacation. Unless you're on vacation and it's your time for karma to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, honey. Hey, honey. Let me tell you what happened. When you least expect it, karma comes up. And when she comes up and she unloads on you, I often use the analogy of the seed. When you plant a seed, when you plant a seed of corn, you don't get one ear of corn. You get a stalk. And on that stalk are several ears of corn. So you're going to reap an abundance of what you've sown. You're going to reap a multiplied harvest from what you have sown. How many really get that? How many really understand that? But yet we talk about karma. Karma is based upon sowing and reaping. That's what karma is based upon. And here's another thing about karma. Karma is like the law, the long arm of the law. You get by, but you never get away. There is an appointed time for every man to reap exactly what he's sown. You may not get it now, but you're going to get it. And this is why it's important to be very cognizant of the seeds that you sow. So every one of these moderators, that plant seeds of discord amongst the brothers and the sisters, your day is coming. Your day is coming, just as sure as I'm sitting here. You will not die before you get your karma. You will not die before you get your karma. God planned it this way. The laws of the universe are set up this way. Even down to your thoughts. You even have to be careful of your thoughts and your words. Your words are life. They speak life. When you speak them out in the air, in the atmosphere, because you see, the atmosphere, the universe, and the soil, it does not differentiate good seed from bad seed, negative seed from positive seed. It's going to give you exactly what you give it. Everybody has left the respect. And it is so popular to disrespect folks. I don't understand that. That particular issue is below my pay grade. I observe the disrespect. And again, in order for you to disrespect me, you must first disrespect yourself or have no respect for yourself. There is no way you can, if you want to, be an actor and act like you have respect. However, time has a way of shining a light on you and exposing you. I often say that I watch your behavior. Whenever I listen to you say something to me, I watch your behavior. Because it is your behavior that is going to betray your word. If your word and your behavior is not congruent, it will be noticed. It will be noticed. It will be noticed. Well, I appreciate everybody that has come in here. I guess you can tell that my feathers are just a little ruffled. I'm just a little bit annoyed because people seem to think in their popularity that they can be a prima donna and they can say anything and do anything and hurl these diva-like instructions and demands on people. No, sweetheart, you can't do that. Well, you can, but that's why this video is being made. That's why this live is going on. Because you don't earn the right to, and you shouldn't want to protect someone who is wrong. You should want to correct them. You should want to correct them because they are a direct reflection of you. What is the reason why? What is the reason for making a person a moderator on your platform? What is the reason? Do you know these people that you are making moderators? Do they have your best interest at heart? And if they do, when did they come to that conclusion? When did they come to the point where they had your best interest at heart? What were the qualities that you were looking for in a moderator? Because see, some folks that I've observed on here, they make people moderators as a reward for them coming from other people's platforms. And I know there are going to be some people that ain't going to like this kind of teaching. So you make them a moderator to keep them on your side. That's childish. If you don't meet the qualifications, if you do not have, excuse me, a respect for me, I don't want you as a moderator. I don't want you sucking up to me. I don't want you being obedient to me. I don't want you fighting for me. And I surely don't want you starting crap. And understand, people that are sharing moderators, the same principle goes for that. Because eventually, how they behave in that person's platform that they have the moderator stick from, and you sharing moderators, sooner or later, they're going to act out the same way on your platform. We have to learn to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. We have to learn to use wisdom. There are patterns of behaviors that a lot of these people continue to carry from one platform to another. And some content creators have gotten so blinded by their own quote unquote success, or their what they think is success, until they don't see that out of a thousand people in their chat, that 800 of those 1,000 people are trolls. And they're only there to do you harm. Do you honestly think that everybody in your chat likes you? Do you honestly think that everybody in your chat is supporting you? Or are they there to be an on-site witness of your fall? Can you recognize a Judas? No, you can't. You can't. Oh, Johnny man, so-and-so said something about you. Right then and there, I would take your moderator stick, your moderator wrench, because right there, you're showing me, excuse me, you're showing me that you don't have any wisdom. You have no wisdom whatsoever. You have no criteria for your moderators. When I come into my chat, when I come on my platform, I trust my moderators to have my back and I have theirs. Any chat, any platform that I am a moderator on, I operate first out of obedience to the content creator and what the content creator is looking for. I am not one of those people who run around looking for a wrench. I'm a man that was made before YouTube. I didn't wait to YouTube to feel like somebody. I made my sacrifices in my 20s. So in my 40s, I could sit on my behind at home all day, every day. I made up my mind that I didn't want to work until I was 65. And miss out on the best time of my life. So I made the sacrifices. So I look for that same thing in people who moderate for me. They have to have something going for them. They have to have a dream. They have to have be willing to sacrifice, not for Johnny Mac, but they have to be willing to sacrifice to make their dreams come true. And then I stand in full support and let them know that, look, you can do this. Because what else is the moderator getting out of the moderator job? Position. What are they getting? What are they doing it for? They're not being paid. So if I can motivate them and encourage them and support them, then that means that I'm making a contribution to my moderators as well as my moderators making a contribution to me. It is a give, win-win situation. It's not about who can get the most moderators or who has the most popular moderators. That is an indication of someone that has never really had anything, never really worked for anything. So they're not used to anything. So whatever they get, they hoard and they hold on to and they try to control. So then, if you don't want anyone coming for your moderators, Leave Johnny Mac 365 moderators alone. Don't come for them. Yes, I'm going back to that. Don't come for them. Stay in your place. If you have a problem with my moderators, you know how to reach out to me. But you would have to have the problem with my moderator. And not your moderator having a problem with my moderator, who can't express themselves in an adult manner, that plays the little childish games throughout the YouTube platform. And I'm going to keep it at that. I'm going to keep it right there. And again, understand, this is for Tracy living my truth. This is for Tracy. And as I said before, this is in love and concern and correction. That's what it's about. It's not coming at you, but you need to know there are boundaries. And those boundaries that you don't want crossed, do not cross them. Don't cross them. Now, Tracy, I love you. I want you to know that. And please make mention if you decide to say something in your next live about this, make sure you let it be known that throughout this video I have said that this is love and concern. And this is from one of your day ones. It's not an attack. It's information. It's correction. It is wisdom. And it is elementary. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Now that's Bible. Thank you all for coming in. I appreciate everyone. And for those of my moderators that are in here, thank you for your support at 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, hey, Sean Bradley, Rum Raisin, Shung Shanine, Riri Carter, Patricia Ellington, Felicia Fee, Denny Upkins, all of you, Dee Dee. I appreciate you all for coming in. 2020 vision, only being real. And I know there are people in the bushes. I appreciate all of you for coming in. I really do. Joyce Vlogs, you know how I feel about you, Joyce Vlogs. I appreciate you. Maturish, Miss Leo. You know, it's always a pleasure to see you, Miss Leo. It's always a pleasure to see you. China White TV, welcome. To all of you that this is your first time being in my live, welcome, welcome, welcome. Sonia Swaby, I appreciate all of you that have taken out time, your time, to come into this live this time of morning. But I just needed to get that off my chest because it's becoming redundant to me. Sean Browser, thank you for being here. It is becoming a little bit redundant. And again, I don't say much. I stay in my corner and let my light shine over in my corner. But there comes a time when, and Shaquilla Dixon, always good to see you. There comes a time when you just have to, let people know, look, all that's unnecessary. It becomes unnecessary. And all of a sudden, you're this big bully and you can tell people all this, these things. And it's a mess. It's becoming a mess. It's becoming a mess. You talk about people's bank accounts and you've never seen their bank book. That's what gets me. You can talk about people's accounts and never have seen their bank book. You have no proof of what you're saying, but you're saying it to attack people and to rouse people up. If you want to have beef with somebody, let them know. Tell them I would like to have beef with you. Rather than sitting back and waiting for, and this I've noticed a lot. I've noticed people wanting to have beef with individuals and they sit back and they wait and they allow other people to do their dirty work, to set it up just so that they can say what they feel. A grown individual knows how to speak their mind and how they feel about another grown individual. If you don't like me, come and tell me, or just stay away from me. If it's that difficult that you cannot control yourself, which means that you are not an adult, chronologically you're an adult, but from a mentality standpoint, you cannot be adult if you have to use gimmicks in order to come for somebody. I'm sorry, y'all, that's not how I grew up. That's not how I grew up. I didn't grow up playing those kind of games. If I didn't like somebody, I stayed away from them. If I had to work with them, because in my working experience, there were quite a few people I did not care for. And I know did not care for me. But what I did, once I punched that clock, I made sure that we got along. And if there was something that I needed to express, I let them know it. They heard it from me. They don't have to hear it from somebody else's chat. A grown person has to go into somebody else's chat and express something they feel about somebody else, rather than coming straight to the person. Because 9 out of 10 times, you will find that it was a misunderstanding in the first place. Either you misunderstood something that was said, and when it was said, if you got offended when it was said, then you should have handled it right there as an adult. It is beyond me. If you did not like what was said, then you should have dealt with it there. Dealing with it right there, you nip it in the bud, and there's no need for ill feelings. There's no need for trying to set up something to come publicly at somebody. What kind of craziness is that? And when I look at people doing that, that's unfortunate. They're very unfortunate because they can't handle it. They can't handle reality. They can't handle the responsibility of being an adult. But they'll say all day long, I'm grown. I'm grown. Yeah, that's the point. You are grown, but you're not an adult. Yep. Yep. You're right, Miss Leo. People wait until they have backup, or can play the victim. Unbelievable. I mean, there's so many victims walking around here that I've observed on YouTube until it is unbelievable. And at the same time, it's unfortunate because they're living beneath their privilege, living totally beneath their privilege. Everybody wants to beef. I don't get it. And what are we beefing about? What are we beefing about? Oh, I'm sorry. We're beefing, and Jay Wilson, I have to give him his due. He says, yes, I beef for coins. But most of these people sit in judgment of that statement that he makes. They sit in judgment, but they do the very same thing because it gets their numbers up, because they can siphon off subscribers from a bigger YouTuber. For what? What is for me is for me. And I found out something. I found out something. I don't have to be big in order to share. Because, see, my whole thing is if I share with one person and it changes their life, that's my legacy. I never die. I will never die. Because that person that got it and that used it, that put it in their life, when they come in contact with other people, when they come in contact with their children, they teach their children the same principle that I shared with them. So they are my living testimony. And God honors that. God honors it. And this is why blessings continually flow. That's why every need is supplied. That's why the desires are granted. That's why my seed is blessed. My grandchildren are blessed. Because I'm able to bless other people. So my channel doesn't have to be 65,000. And if it be God's will, if that's his will for me to get 1 million subscribers, guess what? I'll get 1 million subscribers. But I'm not going to beef to get 1 million subscribers. And not that I can't beef. Not that I can't read. I'm from the old school. Plus, I'm from New York. I'm from a place where it all got its start. I sang with people that could read at the drop of a dime. They could be in between phrases of a song they could read. However, that's not going to make my dreams come true. That's not giving me the quality of life that I like, that I love to live. Being able to go out whenever I want to. And if I want to stay out all night long, I can stay out all night long and not have to sleep on anybody's couch. I can come to my own home and my bills are still paid. Oh, y'all ain't saying nothing in here. But now that's a preachment. That's a preachment. When I pull up, I don't have to park on the street. I park in my driveway. And I am grateful for everything that God has allowed me to experience. I also have had the opportunity to do some traveling. And what's wrong with traveling? What people don't understand about traveling is that it broadens your horizons. Traveling is first-hand experience learning. You see how other people live, how other people interact. There is nothing wrong with traveling. I don't get how people are condemning people for being well traveled. One of the things when I was coming up that we were always encouraged to do was to travel. Because you want to see how other people live. You want to understand how to relate to other people. So people that condemn traveling, it seems that their minds are closed. They live in a box. I was about to throw a subliminal, but I'm not going to do that. Their mind lives in a box that is small. They have no experience except their close surroundings. Traveling opens up your creative ideas. Your creative energies flow when you see things that are beautiful from other countries, from other cultures, tasting the food of other cultures, seeing how people live, puts you in the mind to be grateful for what you have. So if you're condemning somebody for being well traveled, something's wrong with you. And it's unfortunate for you that you live in a world, in your world, that is closed off and that's in a box and you can't get out. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. You're angry, not at the individual, but you're angry at yourself because you realize that you have allowed your life or time to pass you by because you didn't step out. You didn't step out. And all you know is a very short distance from your front door. It's unfortunate. We as a people, and I know This has been said time and time again, but we as a people, we really, rather than talk about reparations, we need to get our minds right. Because if you get reparations right now, most of our people will walk right to them and give all the reparations right back. Because we're still in a mentality that even if we all get reparations, you'll want to take mine because mine looks better than yours, or I did a little differently with mine than you did with yours. And so now you're mad. Now you want to come and take mine any way you can. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we can't appreciate people for who they are. And I'm going to say this because I need to get ready to go. If you are a woman that is complaining about men attacking you, stop attacking them. Stop attacking, because I heard this the other day. I heard you want to fight with the women. But I'm seeing the women attacking the men and expecting the men not to say anything. That's a little strange to me. Oh, I almost said something. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because I'm grown. And I'm sick of observing these women who attach themselves to gay men, one after the other. They leave one, they fall out with one, and they run to another gay man, expecting the gay man to attack another gay man for them. Y'all need to stop it. For real, though. For real, though. You strong and coming and doing what you do. But you always upping a gay man. You're always running behind a gay man. Where do they do that? How does that work? Help me understand. Help me understand it, because I don't get it. And then when you don't get what you want from the gay man, you turn on him. I don't get it. And then once you turn on him, you play the victim as if he's coming for you. I'm trying to comprehend it. I am trying to break it down to a common denominator. I'm trying to get my head around it, because in my entire life, I have never seen such behavior. I have never seen such disrespect. Not for the gay man, but the self-disrespect. Where is your self-respect? Where is your independence? Deanna said, what wrong with him? What wrong with him? What in the world is wrong with you people? It's like some of these people get on YouTube and they metamorph into something that's unrecognizable, something that something that is so weird. The contradictions, I've never seen people contradict themselves so much in one sentence in my life. Clarity of thought goes out the window. No clarity of thought, no focus, no direction whatsoever. But you want to drag, you want to run up behind the gay men and get them to fight for you or to protect you. I don't get it. And it is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You're right, Diamond. A lot of them use being a woman as a weapon. As a weapon. I mean, it also appears that you are unsure of your womanhood. Unsure of your womanhood. Unsure of your womanhood. Now, if a woman is unsure of her womanhood, in my observation, that goes back to your parents, and especially your father. Your mother teaches you how to be a woman, but your father gives you or lets you know or teaches you your value as a woman. So, if you're unsure of your womanhood, that could be one of the causes. But the great thing about it is you don't have to remain that way. You don't have to remain that way. I was told when I was young that we make this big thing about getting there soon or getting there fast. It's not how long it takes you to get there that's important. What is important is your persistence, because if you persist, you will get there whenever you get there. So if you're having a problem with your womanhood, start doing the work now. Find out who you are. Okay, Sean. All right, we're praying for your traveling mercies. We decree and declare God's spirit with you that you will get on that flight and that you will land perfectly there and perfectly back. You know, I'm and you know, I think no, not I think, but this is very much the parental and pastoral side of me. I think that I'm feeling right now because it offends me. It is offensive. A lot of this behavior is offensive. It really is offensive. It's offensive. Even watching Black women tear each other to shreds. To see Black women day in and day out doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So much so until you don't really want to watch them because you already know what the whole live is about. You know what the whole live is about. They're gonna go off on this one. This one they're gonna pull this one's name. This one's going, they're gonna pull down this one. Your makeup, your wig, your edges, all the same thing. Where is the content? Where is the content? You have an opportunity to change lives, to change the world, to change how the world looks at our people. And you're inundated with going back and forth. And do you think anybody is going to sponsor you? Anybody of value is going to invest in you? No, they are not. You cannot sell a product cussing your sister out. No, we understand nobody is perfect. And we will have disagreements. We will have fallouts. But my God, 6 months of going back and forth, a year of going back and forth, what is it worth? Is it worth it? And so you get so inundated and so deeply involved and concerned and focused that you lose yourself and you become of no value to yourself, to your platform, or the people that believed in you from the very beginning. All that's lost. All of that's lost. And then the supporters, the people who were there at the foundation, who were the pillars of your platform, who believed in you when nobody else did. Those people that stuck by you when folk talked about you like a dog and said, you can do this. You begin to lose them. Because everybody, although we all like a little mess, everybody on here is not 24 hours mess. Everybody is not waiting for the next episode of when you go off on them and they go off on you, and it's draining. It's draining. When can I get some food for thought? When can I get some nourishment from your platform? When can I get motivated, inspired? When? When are you going to repent and go back and do your first work over? When are you going to become the value that God has placed in you? When? When? Where is the content? Content creator means you create content. You create content. You bring it into being. It means you are creative. You take content, regular, everyday something, and you create an atmosphere around it and a way of talking about it, a way of discussing it, a way of coming up with an antidote, a way of coming up with a solution, a way of informing that is creative and that gives me food for thought, inspires me to do something more with my life, inspire me to change, inspire me to look beyond my circumstances. When do we get back to or get to the content and creating content? There's room for everybody. There's enough out here for every single person that's on the YouTube platform. Everyone has their niche, everyone has their talent, everyone has their gifts. And everyone doesn't want to fight. Everybody don't want to hear the garbage. Everybody doesn't want to keep going for 6 months and a year. Oh, because I'm to the point where, oh, okay, they fighting again. Oh, they friends now? All right. You look at your watch and you say, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, they're fighting again. You know what's bound to happen because that's what they do. You become you become your enemy. You become the friend of your enemy's enemy, which is not really your friend. To go after your enemy, and once you have conquered that, you and your frenemy is at each other's throat. That's not entertainment. Really. It really isn't. I mean, maybe for some people it's entertainment, but for most of us that are exposed, most of us that are experienced, that's not entertainment. I mean, it's a little kiki, but it gets old real quick when there's no substance. There has to be substance. There has to be substance. In my observation, most of the beefs that I'm looking at now have no substance. There's no real reason. There's no real prize. There's no real movement. There's nothing to get out of the beef. Real beef, there's some juice. But this beef is either dead. I'm talking about dead. No juice. It's just as dried up. Or it's spoiled. And who needs it? Who needs it? Who desires it? Who requires it? Nobody. Well, at least, there are a few of us that we can do without it. I like to go on platforms that I get an inspiration for my Wednesday word or my Sunday word. I like to go where there's motivation that will trigger a thought. I said, yeah. A thought that reminds me of who I am in the midst of whatever's going on in my life. that strengthens me, that nourishes me. And when I crack that Bible open and my study books open, I become blessed by that word. All because someone, their content triggered it. Something they said, a phrase, a word, made the light come on and say, yes, that would be wonderful to share with God's people. Something wonderful to share with people, to give them strength, to give them courage, to give them peace to move to their next level or their next phase or their next season. All right, I'm done. I think I'm done. I've talked enough. I think I've got most of it out. I appreciate all of you that are in the building. Again, man, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and well, most like 5, because it's 3 minutes until 5 o'clock on the East Coast. And I know that I don't take it for granted that I have all these people in here. So I appreciate you all. I usually sleep, but something woke me up. I'm supposed to be here to hear this. Thank you. And you are welcome. It is my endeavor. It is my dream. It is my goal to share and to empower people. Again, I'm not here for foolishness. I'm here to empower my people, to give them, if nothing but a thought that clicks that switch in their mind or in their spirit that gives them the push that they need, that turns that light on and says, oh, I can do this. That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm on YouTube. And that's why I don't have a whole lot of subscribers. And subscribers don't really gravitate to me like I've seen others. But that's okay. I'm totally okay with where I am. I'm totally okay with it. Because I have found out one thing I've found out in life is that slow and steady is the course that leads to success. It is the constant implementation of the principle and the practice of the principle that causes you to achieve that short-term goal, that long-term goal, and then that ultimate dream. So we learn to stay the course. We learn to stay the course. And we learn to maintain the vision. And in due season, if we faint not, we shall reap a bountiful harvest. So again, I thank all of you. I appreciate each and every one of you that is in this chat. I saw somebody a minute ago that snuck in here. of you, regardless of what anybody says about you, you are precious to me. If you're not precious to anybody else, you're precious to me. You are precious to me, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate your support on this live. And as I close every live chat, as I close every live, I decree and declare love, much love unto you. More love than you can imagine. More love than your heart can feel, and much more love than your hands can hold. Because when you love God, when you love yourself, and when you love your fellow man, you've kept all of God's commandments, because all of the commandments of God, all the laws of the universe are wrapped up in love. And that pleases God. And when God is pleased, he makes you happy and satisfied. So any other time I would say good night, but I'm going to say good morning. And may this Wednesday be not a hump day for you, but may this Wednesday be the most wonderful and fantastic day that you experience so far, not just in this year, but in your life. God bless you all, and have a good morning, a good day. Thank you again.